Welcome to the live stream. If you're just tuning in, we're taking it to death tonight. Just if you can, this is for a full can to release it, okay? Of course, beep while I first start broadcasting. Actually, that's probably my alerts going off. These stuff is funny. And then you add some repeat right to the top. Okay, and that's the concept of tonight's broadcast. It's the stuff that gets this thing going. Let's keep going. Right now, thank you for tuning in. This is a Smack Dab production session on Wednesday. You listen to the Beat Dynasty. One more time. And then we're gonna get into some live production. But again, thanks for checking me if you're on replay. I don't have a lot of subscribers yet on my live, but my subscriber count has doubled in about 2 weeks, so I feel like I'm on the right path. And you're kind of joining me at the beginning of my YouTube career. Not even business career, but you're joining me on my YouTube path to getting the knowledge that I'm here out and the beats that I want to get sold, to have the right promo from me. I'm also here to support the producer community, cats who help me out and have products out there that I might not be out there buying them, but you can go check them out and I'll give you my best recommendations on producer products. And I'll also be offering some services for producers, but it won't be in the form of like audio kits or anything like that. I'll be able to help you out with your audio visuals, and you'll see as soon as my channel gets fully started and I'm up and running more of the kind of content I want on my channel. You'll see I'll be able to make some nice After Effects graphics, stuff for your beats to be prominent on the YouTube store here, so to speak. Again, right now we're just getting warmed up. Let me turn the volume up on my headphones. Last time I did a recording on Monday, or was it Sunday? It was Monday. My audio was really hot, so I really realized I had to turn down the gain level on my OBS just so you guys wouldn't be so blasted and you could hear me better. But we'll see. This is still a second dry run. I call them second dry runs. I started this channel with more promotion last year, but unfortunately I was working a 9-to-5/retail job, not sitting at my desk all day, keeping my skills up. So it kind of became a nasty bad habit to just post up some trash and then go like, oh, no one's looking at this trash. Shut the fuck up. Of course no one's looking at trash. They want to look at quality. So now I'm ready to deliver you some quality. This beat right here that you hear playing in the background. Let's go ahead and pull you over to this screen. I hope that switched you over. Let me double check because I have been working OBS for a while. Okay, interesting. I lost one of my cameras. That's no big deal. It probably happened when I went live. You don't really need to see from behind me anyway, but let me just see. That's just so you can see the environment we're cooking up in. I have this fake classroom behind me, but classrooms are cool because we're all in here like students for real. So as soon as I get this camera connect, I think I have to go back here. There you go. That was really weird. But yeah, this is my home studio. Let me introduce you to some things. You know, for one, you got this. That's what I want you to always think about when it comes to playing around in Ableton. You got this, baby. You got this, okay? Then as well, I want you to also think about hustling. And what does it involve when you hustle? I know you can't see because my Ninja Turtles and my Buddha, who's being guarded by Gundam, are in the hustle category. But you know, when it comes to the hustle, it's like, what do you think about to do that's a little different than your competition? What do you do to beat the algorithms? You know what I mean? How do you take yourself seriously to do something different and not be just a part of the machine and look like you're one of the mold? Alright? So that's kind of like the setup you're looking at. Then I got my dragon here that my studio crew gave me. Whenever they come over to record, they're like, you know, you always call yourself the last dragon. And I'm like, yeah, baby. Give me a dragon. And then we got our cube of knowledge, which will be solved at the end of the year. I've solved it several times, but I like unscrewing it back up because it looks better when it's not solved. Looks like you never played with it if it's solved. So, let me get that piece of crap out of there. So that's just some extra cards, because I play with cards, do magic tricks, do a lot of illusionary stuff. I like to play with illusions, and like I said, right now I'm working a desk job. I know you're listening to me ramble going, why is this guy rambling? Who gives a fuck? Let's get some beats. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. I said, why when I get to this thing though, do I not have, look at my crazy, the only thing missing from here is the cam, is the joy cam. Let me see something. I gotta see why my joy cam isn't working. Okay, I know what happened. It got reset once I went live. There it is. I need you to be able to see the push. If you can't see the push, then this isn't really working. Because right now, I'm not selling a push to anybody, you know what I mean? In fact, I had some comments come in when I posted a 10-minute cut of one of my YouTube video from Monday on my IG account saying, yo, I'm thinking about getting a push based on what you showed. And I'm going, you know, that's fine and dandy, but I'm not trying to sell you a push. I mean, if you like the MPC, you like the MPC. You know, and the MPC definitely has internals that make it hit harder. But I'm going to show you some things that we do in Ableton side, you know, to kind of get yourself set up to have that crunch and that kick that you think you're missing if you come over to Ableton. And it's really because maybe, you know, a lot of the guys out here that are in our part of the producer community, and I mean, when I say our part of the producer community, I mean the guys making trap beats, the guys making new beats that the kids like to hear, or mixture and blend of the two, and R&B and so forth. But, you know, no one out here wants to show you their Ableton in a way that is from somebody who has experience with keeping up with Ableton since version 9, okay? So I'm a 9 kid, but when I started in Ableton in version 9, I had a push one. This might have been the year 2015 going into the year 2016. So almost like 7 years ago is when I first got my setup, right? And I'm a baby at this thing, to be honest with you. I didn't use it every day. If you ask me how long I practiced, it was like once every other day. I might pull out the push and play with it. But I was still really trying to learn it. And let's go back to the push. You know, it's something that was daunting at first because it's almost like, I called it an accordion type of technology for the new age. I mean, it's really built so that if you are a novice at playing music, you can get right out and start jamming in certain keys that you'd never learned to finger on a real 88 key piano because you're not adept at that stuff yet. But you can come here and feel like right out the box you're kind of gifted, you know what I mean? Even if you're not. But I dabbled with the push till like 2016. And then it was in 2016, I said, okay, I'm going to take this a little more serious. And I sat myself down and started watching tutorials. Because before that, I was just dabbling. Dabbling means to me that I don't use any outside influence. Everything comes from internal, my internal force, my internal thoughts, my internal guts, you know? And until I reach a place where I don't want to be dabbling anymore, then I'll go put myself in a formal classroom where I bring the nuance that I got from being by myself to a bigger setting where there's actual, you know, regiment to the learning and practical knowledge that you can apply to things you've already dabbled with, if that makes any good sense at all. Let's go double check this again. Yes, you're watching me from behind. That's good. All right, so I mean, we're gonna get to it here in a minute. Like I said, this is just a long-winded intro. I'm just trying to relax, get my mind right. Let me break down this beat while we're here. Why not? So what you see here is my basic kit that I start with. I have my own metronome that I have set up here. This is just a Captain B. Okay, and I have a set drum pattern I put in there to like just give me a bounce whenever I need to hear a bounce before I use Ableton's default beat. I mean metronome, which is cool because their default metronome doesn't get on my nerves. It's just I want a little thing to know like I'm hearing something more like a real drum. So I use those. Then my drum bus sitting here. I didn't do this to my drum bus this time. I gave it a little bit of drive. I didn't really do anything extra to the soft, medium, or hard output. I didn't really trim it. I didn't really add anything to the transients. I just let the drum bus do what it does do best when you put some drive on it. And I mean, the clap is in there. I'm gonna turn the clap up a little bit. Yeah, I might republish this beat with a little bit more clap push. But I mean, it's hitting that ceiling a little hard. So you see here, this is where the drums are hitting now. And that's where this drum kit is hitting now. And then let's go look at my bass. My bass is still above it, so that's all I want. I want my bass to be the highest thing in this song. That's all that matters, right? So when you're producing this type of music, you know, you always hear, you know, someone say, you know, your ceiling should be the loudest thing in the song. And the loudest thing in this song is the bass line. It's heavily bass line driven. So the drum kit is a simple drum kit called a Miramar kit. This is a kit that you can go download from Ableton if you have the full version, the suite version. It's a dope little kit. In fact, they have a lot of these updated kits that are really like drum kits you wish you knew existed in Ableton when you get Ableton, because then you wouldn't go buy a bunch of drum kits, to be honest with you. You'd stick to the Ableton ones because you can manipulate them to sound like all the ones the kids. In fact, I mean, you could really produce your own drum kits from these kits. If you want to be a dirty master, you can take what Ableton gave you, do some, you know, of your own sound design to it, and really, you know, resell these things. Because as I'm starting to learn how the producer community works, everybody's selling me the same thing over and over and over. And there are some exceptions to the rule. There's some good kids out there, some good guys out there, some good young grasaba out there doing some magic with, you know, what they have. But everything under the drums main is getting the drums bus. Oh, that's right. I added some overdrive to this. So my drum here has in the Miramar kit has an overdrive. I pulled that up a little bit. I didn't really filter it or saturate it. But yeah, then I have my hi-hat zone, okay? It's just open hi-hat. It's in a funky pattern right now, where you can see I did like a shaker pattern. And then I have the real hi-hat zone, which is really just, you know, my hi-hats in the repetition. I mean, in the constant pattern, but you see I have my velocities going up and down. And then I have like the accent percussions of the hi-hats. So that's giving that bounce, that I call it the dab bounce, alright? It's giving it that dab bounce. Then on my open 808, this is an 808 I downloaded from another guy named, I cannot remember, but I've loved this 808 he has, and it's been my default too. He named it default. But it's an 808 default that you can't go wrong with for the most part. It feels so warm and punchy, and all you gotta do is add some overdrive to it. So I'm doing that up here on my bus channel for the whole 808 section, or anything that's in the lows. And I added this OTT compressor, and I just really boosted the lows in the OTT, and then I'm kind of really compressing the mids, and I'm really not caring about the highs. So the highs I'm doing nothing to in the OTT. And then I have a gate on it just in case I clip. And then I have a smooth operator over here, just doing what it's supposed to do, giving the extra boost to the lows. If I were to turn this off, you'd see my lows would drop significantly. So then in the mids main channel here, I have a little thing doing a duck on the where the kick really comes through the most. So just in case anything else tries to compete with it in the mids main, it's gonna get squashed out. This isn't normally, I mean, it's not happening in this beat, thank goodness. But if it were, this would automatically be saving me all that trouble of doing a lot of side chaining, which, believe it or not, actually takes up a lot of processor, especially if you start doubling your compressors. And I do that. I have a glue kit I'll show you when we start cooking up that double compresses. And this right here, I don't want to give away the secret instrument here. You don't need to know that. But in my template, I have 3 open instruments usually. This one here is Nexus, the one that's playing the okay. And usually these rhythms just come to you once you start playing around with your head, you know what I mean? And don't go sticking to what you hear on the radio all the time. Just kind of playing, you know, and not even what you hear in popular music all the time either. Then you got another open instrument where I'm using an Apple guitar. And I think I freaked it so it doesn't quite sound like an Apple guitar. Oh, I did, because I'm doing some secret sauce stuff that I'm showing you. Which is probably why I haven't gone to the mids and main butts yet on this track. But fuck it. You might as well know what I'm doing. And it's got a shaper box over it. And the shaper box 2 preset here is called Upward. We might end up using this one again today, because I'm looking to do something experimental, but Upward gave me a very good like blend of all of this stuff in the mids, getting a good amount of hype to it, you know? So that's the basics to this track. There's nothing else really about it, it's just that. Let's go ahead and save that. I will be actually, I'm gonna be going back to my beats on my what do you call that? My store on BeatStars, and re-uploading some of my beats with new mastering techniques, so that, you know, if anything, I do know that, you know, on BeatStars you're kind of like in a sea of other, you know, producers, and producers are listening to your music. So if producers like your music, it's a good sign. But you're really trying to reach artists, right? So artists, to be honest, are my main people I'm trying to reach, even with this channel. Producers, you're my team though. We're teams, you know. We're a part of the same team. But to be honest with you, you know, I want to reach artists. I don't care about you producers loving my beats, blah 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 blah. Does that sound cold? You know, because if you're hyping me up, that just means you're dick riding, and not really dick riding. You're not really exploring your own self, and I want you to explore yourself through me in this beat channel. Let's go ahead and just send this to the Dropbox. Replace it, because I did make a minor change that I liked, and I will be re-uploading that. But you know, I want you to not be impressed by what I do, but be impressed by what you're learning from me, okay? Because I'm gonna make some hot shit, and you're gonna be impressed. Today, though, as we get to cooking, let's visit some. Actually, no, let's not visit anybody else's channels right now. We got time. We got time to waste. I mean, nobody's here chatting with me. That's a good thing. I have so much. I have a little bit of concern that once I do get chatters in here, I'll be trying to pay attention to people who are in the chat room versus excuse me. Versus really like paying attention to my own third eye energy that gets me from A to Z. And that's gonna be fine, you know. I will definitely be here for, especially if I'm just breaking down a beat that I've already made. I'll probably be very open to, you know, questions and concerns. And this kid above me, I think he's 4 going on 5, does not know that there's people that live below him. But I only imagine when I was growing up, I wouldn't have cared. So if you hear thumps from time to time, that's just the 5-year-old that lives above my bed. My you almost caught me that. I'm a bedroom producer, but you know what I mean. He lives above my studio. All right, let's get it in. Fresh sounds. So this is my template. I've broken it down in another video, but let's make sure you're on the right channel. Get the right view. So starting out with my template's basic bounce. I'm going to be moving the basic bounce though as we move along here. And I'm going to shut up for a little bit because I really want to get in my zone. And I'm going to pour myself a little bit more of the topper of this concoction. And I also have to do a couple things around 9:44 p.m. So I think it is now 8:21. So we got some time. Let's get to cooking. All right, so we're going to start with the bass. We'll start with the bass line today. I'm feeling really dope about bass lines today. So let's go scale. You can see up here, I'm selecting my scales. I hope you can't see the dust. Sometimes it settles and I don't wipe it down. It's really bad back there. I'm going to get that. In fact, I'm going to do a whole wipe down of this desk area now that I'm broadcasting more live more. You can't see the grime and grit that comes with, just being here, eating, sleeping, shitting, fucking. No fucking on my desk. Come on, please. My friend said I need to, be a little bit more comedic, so I'm saying wild, outlandish shit sometimes. All right, we're not going to do the key of C, that's for sure. In fact, we're going to, because this starts off in the key of C too. All right, so let me just make sure. I'm going to go into the key of E, and I'm going to go minor. And then I'm going to change the pitch of these things to E minor. Okay, just to make sure I'm all aligned before I start bouncing. That's not what I want to do, but corny. Back, let's go up. Nope. Let's see if we can extend this. Remember, this is dojo class, so any mistakes you see me make, I'm trying to show you this. Natural, do it, you'll get better. You'll know where to move your midis. You'll see where everything goes in the grid. So that's a mistake at the end there, but I'm gonna keep it for right now. Let me just turn the velocity of that last one up. I liked how it made the 808 just sound different. It wasn't intentional. But now I don't like it that I turned the velocity, so let me just leave it off. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and lock this into scale. And that's why I didn't like it. Figured I'd take these up instead of going 10 coming down. They didn't get enough velocity. pull up that velocity. And let's pull that down right there. Hey, you like that? I thought it was alright. Let's delete that note. Go back and fix the ending. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe I do need to bring this up to a G first before it goes. Do that roll. If you caught me about a month ago, I was making a whole different 808 pattern repetitively, but in fact, it might come out in this one. This one might get it too. Right, don't let anything happen between the first couple bars. In fact, let's go ahead and double this loop. Now that we got a 16, I'm going to show you what I would normally do to make this different. Let's go. And then I would have done the same thing here, is just kind of kill those. What do you think? And then just leave the bounce there, you know what I mean? So like you finish off strong, but you start off kind of open. Same thing, just two different ways to do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna still do that today. That's the goal. Stick to some stuff that I'm used to doing. Not get too experimental tonight, but I did the other night. So now let's just see. We're gonna freak this. Go back to all ins. We're not gonna use scalar right this minute. Actually, we are. What am I doing? I told myself purposely, stick with scalar tonight. Just put on a crazy instrument and go. So let me go get a crazy instrument. That's the first and foremost thing. So lately I've been using my VSP Avenger for my crazier sounds. If you don't have VSP Avenger, you can use something like some of the native Ableton EDM sounds. Omnisphere has some of these sounds, but we're gonna stick with the Avenger because not too many people use it, and you're hearing that from me. Alright, so now I've got to test out what I'm hearing on the Avenger before I even get scalar involved here. That's cool. I do want a horn driven beat though. Sometimes why I use scalar if you can do it yourself. Teach you something about push, right? Push is really simple. If you look at it, is in like a block. If this is a block, okay? A block meaning 3 up, 3 across, okay? That makes a block. And this is the scale completed for E minor. So if I'm in E minor, this is E. That's the full scale. It's like and you can play scales really quickly. So your arpeggiation in this thing is dope if you just want to have a hand done instead of draw in feel. Who that is? Who that is? Just don't interrupt my thing. Okay. So like I said, in Ableton, in the push, this is a block. It's a scale. This is a triad. This is an augmented chord. That's a suspended chord. So there's different fingering shapes. Wow, that just felt better when I played that. I was like, what am I waiting for? I hear it right now. You know what I mean? I mean, if you didn't hear it, that's okay. I heard it, and it just felt right. So I'm like, yep, roll with it. It's a different progression I haven't done yet. So here, I'm over here. Let me show you where I'm at. Let me slow down because I'm going to go very super fast. And I'm not teaching, but we are in a classroom, so we're learning. This is where I set the length of my loop, and I make sure I lock it into zeros here so I get exact 4-bar loop. Then I go back over here, right? And I'll see that I think this thing is gonna lock it in off the grid. I don't really want that. So I'm gonna pull this forward, both of those, and then I'm gonna hit quantize on my push, okay? And it's not always gonna get it right the first time, but I'll hit it a couple times and boom, it locks all that stuff back into the grid. Now let's play it. Now what's funny is I have more I played, right? That's an 8-bar loop. We're gonna crop it there. Dipper note. I could go add effects through the plugin itself since it's already using all the processing. No, that's not true. There's more stuff I use up there. It'll be more processing in my CPU harder. Maybe what we'll do is we'll go in here. No, let's go. Experiment. Because I've got to get better at VSP Adventure anyway. So you're going to be learning with me today. So some stuff that I can get to right away is like, I can change my attack. You know, I know that. I see my ADSR stuff here. Hold. Let's see. Hold this. That's only on the amplifier. Now on the filter, there are 2 horns playing, aren't there? Yeah. mangle the crap out of that preset. Let me go to my mid main plus channel, and let me add paper box. I wanted it to resolve a little differently. Turn around. I wanted it to just feel different. There it is. Just one note below. Alright, so now that it resolved, it's got a weird sound to it. Let me see. I don't know if I needed all this reverb I added. Let's see what the delay would do. Again, I turned that all the way up. Delay. I do have a no. That's actually my Valhalla reverb. I forgot I added that as a default. Oh crap! I picked this up because a lot of people were using it. I didn't need this. You don't either. It's dope though. And I mean, when a lot of other people are using it, I mean, even like Grammy-winning, award-winning producers weren't even able to use this, so I wasn't that scared. It's not that expensive. Okay, so now that we got that kind of filling out, let's take it. Oops, I don't want to take it up, but without it. Okay, automatically I know which sounds good now. So I don't want to repeat. I will work in MIDI until my ear hears something totally unique that I could be doing with the notes, progressions, and all that good stuff. So when push comes to shove, I'll probably only convert everything to audio when somebody asks me for stems. Alright, you're like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it yet. I'm not feeling it, me neither. That's fine. So I'll just keep going. I think it's the 808. And then again, it's the volume of this. Notice that everything in here is gain stage to -12. So when I open up my template, everything but the buses are gain stage to -12. So I will never find myself peaking now. It's very hard for me to bust through. Well, I also have a very dope limiting setup on my master bus, so while we're here, we're learning. Thank you for hanging out with me. But I might have an EQ8, shaving off all that low end, ducking just a couple of the mids because I'm boosting them so much that I don't mind cutting some of them out before I start limiting, because I'm already going to have a gain and a limiter here with a ceiling of -0.3. Now, I got this formula from another Grammy Award-winning producer who uses Ableton, and he said, look, all you really need to do is have two limiters and a compressor between them. to really boost your frequencies in Ableton. But you have to be careful that you don't have dirty frequencies coming through the limiter first and foremost, so that's why I have cleaned it up with the EQ8 and just gotten right up on the dial where, you know, the one I think is at 33.7 hertz. So at 33.7 hertz, I'm shaving all of that below off. Then on the 3, I'm cutting down to from the 979 hertz just a bit, just a little duck underneath there, and it's giving me cleaner mixes lately. Like when I was making dirtier beats, my mixes were just terrible. I was using something called oh god, and I can't remember who makes it now. Waves, I think the Waves plugin that helped me like have a studio where I can turn my head left to right and hear speakers and all that stuff loud coming, and it was just a fake way to think I was mixing, and I wasn't. Once I got this formula and I put my limiter with the negative 0.3 dB ceiling and I boost it, I have a natural boost to 69. It's a very good sex position for you young kids listening to me. Try that with your girlfriend, she will thank you for it. But then I locked it at 3 milliseconds for the look ahead so that it would be like a little bit slower than the next one I'm going to have in the limiting process. Then I did a compressor, and believe it or not, I left the compressor at default. I didn't do shit to this compressor. I just dropped it straight in from Ableton. That's the ratio. Though I might have dropped the attack and the release to, you know, nothing. And then I added my second limiter with no gain yet, because this is where I can turn up the volume if I want, until I hear distortion. Sorry if I burned you out there. So I can hear the distortion, and that's when I know I have to back off. But it's gonna have a ceiling of -1, and that's my -1 over there in that channel. And I'm no longer having to fight with my peaks. Okay, I'm not fighting with Ableton for peaks, and I love that. You know, because when you're fighting for the Ableton for peaks, it can be hard to find them. It can be really hard to find them, especially when you're doing a lot of the melodic stuff I like to do with my beats. And then I'm also just over here doing a Ulean free software. I could go get the real version, but who needs it when I have Ableton? And I can watch how loud my beat really is. So let's go get an average if I boost it by 6. Now I'm at 12, 10, 10. So I'm right around the range I need to be if I'm going to produce this and drop it on some of the streaming services. I need it to hit that kind of LUFs. And the LUFs are right here, right? And it's going to tell you short-term LUFs. Whenever that bass line's hitting, it's loud, obviously. And these are my long-term LUFs, integrated. And I want it to be somewhere between 9 and 12 when I'm producing for stuff I want to release for the Beat Store, stuff I want to release for YouTube, so forth and so forth. But I'm not going to blast your ears out, so I'm going to turn that down. Let's see what the LUFs are. Alright, we'll stick around. No, it's not bad. If you're feeling hurt, just let me know later on in the comments or something, and I'll be like, alright, I gotta dial that back. But for right now, I'm gonna keep it at 10. And I'm gonna boost it to 5.8 dB. Okay? So that means you're getting the full impact of this. Stay tuned for a commercial break from our sponsors. You know what it's missing? It's missing like a top line. So this is like a bassy. It's in the bass actually. Let's go check out where I am. I'm gonna add an EQ8. What frequencies do I have in here? Oh, but see, my filter's doing a pretty damn good job of not letting that stuff enter my low frequencies, even if it had. If I turn off Smooth Operator, see how much lower that got? Smooth Operator's adding the thickness to the weight of my mids channel. I want my mids channel to really be where all my music lives for the most part. I'll build, you know, all of my stuff in here, and I'll separate them if I have to with EQs. But then over here, my highs, I'm gonna literally try to add top line shit, so that stuff is like, you know, living above up here in your head. It's gonna live up here. And then I'm also going to, in my vocal main, I start off with this thing called Vocal Finalizer. If I ever start recording, you hear me use this thing to really get my myself doubled and louder because I don't have any preamps or anything like that. I'm using a regular USB, beautiful Rhodes mic though. Thank you Rhodes for this mic. It's very convenient. It gets the job done for what I do, when I need to go to a professional studio and pay for a mic with all the preamp stuff on it. I'll be more than happy to. But it's got a doubler. It does a delay. It's got a reverb. And it's got presets, but I don't really stick to those. Sometimes I'll go and play around with them and adjust the stuff. In fact, I think this preset here, or what you're seeing here, is me having messed with it and stuff in its default state after looking what a preset had. It has a de-esser, which is pretty powerful. It really does its job when it comes to de-essing. You can check out my latest single from Catching Boots with his team. The song is called Never Grow Old. Hold on, I gotta check on this. I gotta check on this. Oh, interesting enough, I have the wrong type of title card on my YouTube video. I'll go back and change that before I let this thing go live. This is Wednesday Cook Up. Thank you for hanging out with me. Even if you're not hanging out with me, you're hearing this on replay. I appreciate that. Yeah, and for the most part, I'm just trying to see if I had something to handle on my Over here I have an open simpler. My simpler is pretty dope. Simplers are really dope. Like if I want to go look through some of my sample library here, I can start playing with, you know, samples from like VA Legends. This is a MG The Future kit. Let's kind of go look through some of the Vox. Alright, we're gonna add that Vox in here so you can just see what I'm about to do with it. Then it's set to classic. We're gonna set it to one shot. I want to play all the way through, and it'll be pitched. And it's pitching in key to the song, key of the song I'm in. If you didn't remember, we're in E minor. So let's go ahead and change this to E minor. In case I go back to the scalar, I can set some stuff up in E minor. But yeah, we're using this open mids sampler. How's that crackle? That feels weird. Oh, complex Shaperbox? Oh, I did. So sometimes Shaperbox can't live on there. It's got to live on the instrument I want to have shaped right now. There we go. Heard it and I went ahead and alright, now I just gotta make sure it's really 1 bar loop, and it's not, so I've gotta go. I don't have to do what I just did. In fact, I should have showed you a better trick. So it's gonna be a 2 bar loop, that's what it is. And then what it is, shoot, let me back out. All those little nudges for nothing. It's a 2 bar loop. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, now that we got that. More high frequencies to the drums, this drum bus, alright? And I might change out the kit because I use this kit all the time. It's becoming my default sound, but I really don't mind that. So what I'll do is I'll alternate. 1, 2, stop now. 1, 2, hard. Usually I'll go the other way, so today I'm going the opposite. I'm going hard, stop, hard, stop, hard. Yeah, we'll stick with that. And don't forget, this is the default little hi-hat pattern. I stick to it because it's distinctive. Not too many people use this hi-hat pattern. We need to do something that really breaks the rules. You can freaking shine when you know what is right. Everybody else will sit and try to bite. So if you bite my hi-hat style, that's fine. I'll come up with another one. I mean, I bit somebody to get this pattern. Not really, but I kind of did. I learned from other people giving tutorials in Fruity Loops and shit like that. And just started making my own after I learned stuff. Now what I will do is I will go ahead and double cut this one with a 4. So this is a slice notes. You don't get this in Ableton default, but it's very useful if you want to very quickly slice notes and not have a bulky interface to do it with, just a little floating window. But we're gonna go ahead and you can look that up. It's a Max for Live device. If you are already an Ableton user, Max for Live has a Max for Live search engine. Go to that search engine, type in slice notes, and you will find it. There's several types, but this one seems to be the lightest one on my CPU, and I like it. It's convenient, just being there as a floating window and open my template. I don't have to go dig for it later. Like, yeah, but I'm still not feeling it. In fact, have I switched you guys over? No, you can watch this from behind, haven't you? Sorry about that. New tang. First and foremost, let's go and put this in the highest main. See how that changed its character already? It lives up here in your head now, automatically. I didn't have to even EQ it. So I'm going to continue in the mids, and we're going to say thank you to one of the mentors that got me started into the future. Sensei. Sensei Master. Hiya! If you ever have to watch this, MG, big shout out to you. We will still have debates if we ever have to talk about some other things, bro. I'm just being honest with you. And I don't debate anymore. I mean, we both have come to that agreement. Everybody has their own spiritual path. But thank you for just listening, guys. To somebody who might watch this channel sometime. You never know. You're really helping everybody by being, inclusive to everybody in your sphere of influence. Being open and honest with them. Like me and him have had, MG the Future and myself have had debates with Guru, who is a master engineer who does a lot of the work for the major hip-hop artists that came out of the 90s, survived the 90s, made it through the 2000s, and still rule to this day. And I'm specifically talking about Jay-Z and Kanye West. Kanye not so much in the current moment, but we're working on him, right? Community, we gotta keep him cool. So you're getting over the loop, I hope not. But we're gonna go now. Piano is not gonna work. Once you do that, oh, it wasn't recapturing it. All right. When you get good at playing the push, pattern recognition in everything you do remains simple no matter what key you're in. So you get very good at hitting things right every time and feeling like you're really playing the keys on a piano. And I already said it's doing an auto quantizing when I record. Let me go show you where that is. You go to edit and you go to quantize, recording quantize. I have it set to 16th note triplets. So that way if I play my bass live while I'm recording and not letting auto capture happen, it will help me quantize closer to where I want it to be. And it did that for this piano. It even still has a little bit of swing to it, because over here on my push, I don't have swing set to mount. Oh man, that's odd. Turn that back on. But here is a swing you can use on the push. And I use about 4 or 5% when I'm recording stuff, because I want that natural rhythm to still be left in it, even if I have the ableton forcing quantization. But hey, it seemed to work today. I got a little bit of off note there. That's beautiful right around here. Right here, you can see it did not hit the grid, and that's good. You don't want everything to hit the grid. No piano, guys. Nobody's here to talk to me. It's too bad. It's a dark little trap beat. I don't usually make a dark beat, but we're in E minor, so. But this is a pretty full track already, right? We've been here for just a little bit of time cooking. I had a intro with you guys and showed you some things, but now I'm gonna start showing you some sauce that I do. So my 808 still not hit the way I will make it finally hit. I can see that I've already peaked here somewhere at about 5 over on the master that I set up for dab. This is the dab master channel, giving me the ability to look at everything I'm doing. If I ever want to go like, oh, I want to see why that bad boy belongs in a different key, right? And that's my hi-hat, so I move it up. Now my hi-hat makes sure everything's in key. Now something else I do is sometimes I move the the win. It helps me see everything I got going on all in one channel, so that I can go, okay, I want these guys to talk back and forth. In fact, what's up with that? Holy crap! Let me go back over here. Did I not write this in the right? It's an E minor. Did I write this in E minor? Yeah, it's an E minor. That's an E minor. This might not be an E minor. Yeah, it is. So the hi-hats are an E minor. Open hi-hats are already an E minor. And we'll worry about the clap in a minute here. We can go figure out some things with that using the spectral analyzer. But right now, in fact, I'll just use my ear. In fact, no, I will show you the spectral analyzer trick. So if you go over here and I have like the spectral analyzer usually hidden in my tools. So I get it right there, spectrum right here. Grab your spectrum, drop it on the actual drum pad itself, or just find it in the chain, drop it here, right? And it's going to show you in the spectrum where your peak is, and then it's going to tell you the key over here in the right hand corner. That's kind of why I have you behind me so you can see where I'm pointing on my screen. So we're in the key of C sharp. Now let's take this bad boy down. So now I'm going to go to my mirror mark clap. I'm going to check the transpose button, and I'm going to first and foremost I'm going to find A on this chart. I'm sorry, E. I'm going to turn it down until where my mouse is on the grid, my peak matches that. So let's go. Don't worry about the bad tones. I'll fix those in a minute. Alright, so we're at 8, we're gonna go to 7. We're gonna go to 7, we're gonna make sure this is warped and change it to complex pro so the algorithm hits it right. Alright, now our clap is in key of the whole song. You do that with your drum, kick, you do that with your anything. As long as you can get the fundamental frequency, visualize, you know where the peak is, you'll be able to get everything tuned on your own without any extra plugins. It's all able to. So, okay, now that we're done with that, and we got this really weird, low frequency beat, let's add some high frequency to it to add contrast. So I have an amp guitar, but we're not going to use it. I don't think so. We're going to go into a more experimental instrument. And for this one, we're going to use Expand 2. One of my go-tos now is Expand 2 because I understand it right off the box. It doesn't have too many knobs to turn like the freaking DSP Avenger, which you saw me. I just turned a bunch of knobs until I found something different. I didn't really have any rhyme or reason. Nexus is a good instrument for piano though. Right now, I can always change that to another piano preset from another DSP. But let's go grab something that's going to be like bright. And let's do the living thing, which stuck out to me right away. I'm going to try to drop them down beats. Explain something about what I just did. As I used the pattern theory on the push, it is very simple once you understand it. Here are all the notes in a scale already hidden, going up. Let's play that. Let's play that. That's beautiful. It's right there on the push. It makes it so much like a pentatonic arpeggio. And I'll do that whenever I want to lay some top sprinkly stuff because I know that's going to work in the formula. So right now, it's just sprinkles. Making it more creepy and giving it the emotion on the chord. Now what I might do is I might get the attack right on this thing, so I'll sometimes go right here and turn the attack up, solo it. And that way it's not harsh. But now I need it, so I can't take that down. Sorry. We can turn it up. Yeah, it should be a little more present than that. Let's play with the cutoff though. Whatever instrument I decide to replace that with, right now it's a piano. Now what I should do is I didn't use any natural foot pedal effects on it. Let me start playing with the foot pedal. You might never even hear it, but I can hear it. Because I want those little plucky notes right here to have some sustain to them. Right now there's no sustain. So what I'll do is I'll show you how it's going to work. I have automate selected on my push right here where my finger is down low, looking back at the push screen. And since automate is already set, right, when I hit record right now, if I don't press any keys up here, it's not going to record any new keys, but it will listen out for any automation I'm adding. So let's go and do that. Show you where that happens. Where did that automation go? You don't see it happening right now, but it's here. It's under the MIDI controller, and it's number 64, the sustain pedal. And you can see I was only sustaining once these notes got hit, so that they'd have some sustain. These two would have some sustain along with this note, and then they're cut off right here because these two notes are going to sustain based on how I played them, but these two weren't. So now I've just used a foot pedal automation to stick in some sustaining. All right, that's what my foot pedal's called. Don't judge me. Call her sustaining. So sustaining for the win. Interesting enough, I just noticed something. That bottom note was never really feeling hit. You got a piano beat without all the wicked noise experimentation I was doing, so. I got distracted, I started talking too much, but this again, I'm cutting it up to be put back onto my IG account, so. Sauce that I was talking about. So now I'm going to take my 808s. I like Cuddy 808, but we're not going to use it today. This is a piece that I made called Dabs and Goes. some depth to the other basses underneath. So now my solo, just these two. That's just character to the 808 that was already there, and I like doing that in the mix. So. We just made a beat. We haven't made a song yet. We made a beat, right? You enjoy making the beat. I will keep going further, but for right now, I think this was a good little lesson in what can be made in Ableton very quickly. You set yourself up for success. You will not hit that wall of struggle. And the wall of struggle makes you frustrated if you're ever working in Ableton. But if you set yourself up for success, that wall of struggle never hits you. And in fact, I mean, you feel a little bit more free as you move through Ableton. I'm not going to stop. Let me keep going. Hold on. Start to see, like, why didn't I use this instrument yet? So over here in my highs vein, I can sprinkle way more stuff in the high end if I want. Let's go turn off the experimental instrument there. Let's see what would happen if we were to leave the experimental instrument out now. I'll do that a lot. I'll start with something experimental, and I'll start making it more traditional. If I just get to a certain way. So I'm going to do some electric percussion up here. Let's see what the electric percussion got. That's how the flaming fireball. What is that anyway? That was a kid. I think I know what the rhythm was. It just right to make sure. It's like if I use it here, I think yep. It's like here. This is the one that's off the rhythm just enough where you want to use it like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and select that region. Command L on my Mac. I only got 3 bars. I want 4, so I'm gonna just type it over there. Then yay, delete that one. Crop the clip. Show me what you right? Subtle effect is in there though, but you know it's there. And it's already mixed kind of like where it should be without having to think about how hard that would be if I wanted to place it. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to show you what I would do with the other instrument if I really wanted to live in this song. I'm going to use a tool called the proximity EQ. This just makes your beats fuller if you have something like the bounce I have in that behind everything else. Get some more rhythm going on here. Not enough rhythm for me in this one. So I always come back to my drums after I've got a default going. I'm gonna add that, correct that random. Alright, now that's gonna make it have that cadence, but now I'm gonna add that again here. Might do that. In fact, what I might do is make this one a roll. 1/4. Right? We're gonna start adding some of that shit that just needs to be done. So this is unique enough to be able to get a verse, down on the verse, honest with you, is tune a kick, get the kicks hard on the downbeats. We're gonna try this here. We're gonna get it. Yuck. What would I do? I put on the So that's a muffled kick. It's very good for this type of music. We just gotta tune it. So let's go tune it. We're in the key of E. I think this one actually is in the key of E. It is. It's very close to the key of E already. So now all I gotta do is just get it punchier. Just come back over to my drum bus. Now you heard that, didn't you? We're gonna stop at about 17%. And I have a bounce here that I should mimic with the kick. Making beats without kicks like these. I'm back at it for this one. Does it have enough bounce yet? I'm not freestyle mode right now. I can freestyle over IG, it's not for some reason when I'm behind my mic. I gotta get this thing. It's a whole mental block of shit. But anyway, I think we're about done. We made a beat. You've seen how it's pretty dope to get it quick and easy, like in Ableton Live. That was about an hour's worth of cooking up, if that. But that's a really simple way to get yourself started. You know, you polish the beat later, you get yourself started. Take a break, you know what I mean? Drink a little red wine and some seltzer water. Keep your mind from being all stressed out. When you're stressed out, you ain't having fun. And I had a lot of fun. I hope you did. Hope you had a lot of fun with me. Again, all my beats are on my beat store. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button. You know, you'll be popping in and out. You want to get notifications for when I go live. And I'm giving you cook-up tips and tricks and insight, philosophy stuff. No, I'm not going to philosophize on this channel. For that, you have to go to my other YouTube channel, so that way I can keep the audiences separate. I want my audience to say, hey, I came here to learn from you today a little bit about Ableton. In my other channel, you come to like, this is going to be just random. This is about me giving you good, solid, fun, cook-up shit live. You know what I mean? Oh, I hear something else. I want to continue, but I really don't want to make long 3-hour beat sessions yet. I'll get to that. I'll graduate to the level. For now, like I said, thank you for just hanging out, catching this on the replay. Don't forget to hit that like button now, smash it, so that this thing gets up in the algorithm. Thank you for all the new subscribers out there. For one, in fact, I ran some ads on my channel, so I've been getting a lot more views of my content, and I appreciate that as well for just following the ads. And just keep it coming. We're growing a community of Ableton Live producers who are from the Black producer community. Don't really have somebody who talks about Ableton the way I do. We have, very people who are learning it along the way as well, and they'll probably probably come to this channel hopefully for some tips and tricks. I have learned some tips and tricks from my boy CNP. CNP is Craftmaster Productions. Check him out. He just started doing more Ableton Live content for YouTube. I think he's a great mentor when it comes to finding a style you want to go to. He has the different styles of attack and all that stuff. So check him out. But right now I'm building myself to be in a place where, you know, maybe I can help contribute to his channel eventually. Maybe you'll follow me on my Twitter. You can see those in my on my screen right now. It's DJ Dabbling on Twitter. I have an Occupy Your Third Eye for new content coming soon about all you third eye masters out there. And then I got We Shine Music for all your music news, comedy news, good fun old, you know, just keep your mind in the game and keep it clean and happy. Alright, so on that note, thank you for hanging out with me again.